services for, whether it's, automotive or concessions or whatever it's, in car parts or fencing or whatever it is, those have different seasonalities that affect volume. And there's a lot of different studies actually on it that show, even just by trucking, how you can predict where the economy will be within the next 9 months. It's very interesting to look at. I won't get too into details that it's super nerdy. But pretty much when it first happened, we actually had a hiring spree. I had to hire people, as they're announcing right before they started shutting places down, but they're saying, COVID, this is happening, it's here in America. I had to hire a lot of people because all of our competitors, they don't specialize in things, same things that we specialize in. We're a little bit more niche, but we deal a lot more with a little more difficult moves. So, if someone has to, I had someone call me and they say, hey, I have 10 military tanks I can move, then I'll do that. Whereas most of my competitors just do brand new cars. So for us, where our competitors are kind of not going out of business, but, they're halting business or putting everything on pause, we're having to pick up that slack. Not to mention just in California by itself, all the natural disasters that are at an all-time high all over the nation, especially in California, but everywhere, so we have to do all that cleanup. So for us, the timing of it, our business was skyrocketing. We were, just taking on a lot more volume, absorbing what was being left by other companies, as well as just things starting to progress and change as far as, it was really crazy, for me to be posting, and I can't even tell you, I would put something out there, ads for, hey, we're hiring, and it would be like, I was having people with master's degrees applying for, entry-level jobs. Yeah, so we were definitely, we were doing okay. We still are doing great. Definitely weren't, obviously there was a slump. I think April was our worst month ever, but we were still, were growing. It wasn't like we were losing anything, so weren't growing as much as we were, but as, for our numbers, our year-to-year growth of last year was 1,700%. So, that's only sustainable for so long. You have to even out at some point. We've still been growing, but we were hiring for a long time. Not as quickly as we wanted to, but I'm just shy of about 100 employees. After I'll be done with this hiring that I'm doing right now. So I'll almost be at 100 employees in the very near future. So I'm very excited about that.
So wait a second. When you guys are moving tanks and stuff, it's like, how the National Guard was coming to LA, they came to the Bay Area, wherever. Are you guys helping the National Guard move, military vehicles or not?
I can't talk about those moves specifically, but what I will say is that, and I was wondering if you would put those pieces together. I texted you and I said, we're moving military stuff, there's, shit's gonna go down, you know what I mean? But everything that happens with, military, there's all kinds of, it's crazy the way that they...
I get it.
With, it's a bidding process too. So even if you do work with the government, the way that they select their vendors is a lot different than the way that a lot of other companies, private companies would select their vendors, obviously. But for those, I will say we have been doing military stuff for that particular, I think the one that you're thinking about, they actually moved a lot of them themselves. But there are some other, I have some interesting stories for that.
So what do you think, as far as, if you think that you can kind of predict, or you can kind of see the state of the economy 9 months in advance, or whatever it may be, what do you think of the current state of our economy, at least here in even California?
Well, I think it's all gonna be contingent on, honestly, what happens in this election upcoming in November. How is our president, whoever it may be, how is our president going to react to the situation that we're currently in? And right now, in California, as far as all the fires and things go, places are shutting down. Even places that aren't burning down are closing because the air quality is so bad. They don't want their workers outside, And
I was outside with a fucking mask on for maybe an hour, and I got sick as fuck. I just felt like shit because I was in a car meeting.
Feel it in my building. I could smell it inside of my building.
Well, you're way closer to it. I know you guys are way closer to it.
Yeah, we're about 40 minutes away from it, but we're in the valley, so it just sits there, all the smoke, So, but I think as far as the economy goes, I'm waiting right now. I'm in a kind of a weird place I think. So pretty much, I'm just waiting to see what's going to happen a little bit after the election.
Let me ask you this, listen. Do you actually think that someone's going to get fucking elected on November 3rd?
I hope that there's a change.
Listen, I don't think that anything's getting decided on that day. I'm sorry. I just talked about this in a recent episode. I've been shipping packages via U.S. mail, sending 50 to 200 different, baseball cards, mostly baseball cards, and merch that comes from my website. And if I send something from LA to Sacramento, if I send it regular first class mail, it's going to get there. If I send it out at 2, 3, 4 o'clock, last calls at 5 o'clock for mail, it is guaranteed it'll be there by 12 noon the next day, no matter where the fuck's going to California. Now, when I'm shipping packages from Hollywood to Long Beach, it's taking 3 to 4 fucking days. USPS, it's really bad. So, of course, it's not a coincidence. It's just, I just don't think anything's going to get, because there's mail-in votes, there's all kinds of shit, people are uncertain. I think that people, in 2016, 60% of the qualified voters voted in the country. I'm not worried about California, because it's like maybe 17% might vote for Trump, whatever it may be. And you're talking about somebody who has been, most part, kind of a Republican for most of my life, with Democratic views, but it's just like, I don't know any Republican except for maybe fucking Cole, who Cole is. He's like the only person that I know that will still vote for Trump. It's just like crazy, I don't know, and I know a ton of Republicans that just don't think anybody's gonna vote for him because he's such a fucking.
I mean, I think outside of that, there are other issues that are going to be a lot more detrimental to our future as a nation. Even if you look at things like, and I know you've talked about this in past episodes too. I could speak on this because I work with financial companies. I work with some of the largest banks in the world, and they're preparing for a very catastrophic domino effect in 2021. They are taking extreme measures to try and protect their assets as best that they can, and they're making a lot of very, very
they're cutting
strategic.
They're cutting fucking credit limits. They're cutting. They're not doing the same amount of loan, which is the opposite of what you would think they're doing because they don't want to have themselves so exposed. I don't know. It's just, it's really weird. And obviously, nothing's going to happen in November. I mean, even if a new president, he doesn't sit in office until, January, I forgot the exact date, 13th, or what the fuck it is. It's going to take a little bit of time. So, people have been having a rough time right now. I'm starting to actually semi-see it right now. Like in this last week, I noticed that stimulus checks are gone. The last, better EDD is gone. I know that I think there's a new stimulus program that some odd trillions of dollars, whatever the fuck it is. I don't know exactly what it is because it doesn't affect me directly. But, you got people who are addicted, whatever. Maybe it's terrible. Maybe you're talking about people who are maybe lower middle class. Just regular ass people that me and that could be homeless, that will be homeless. That's just really crazy. And we haven't seen the worst part yet because I know 2021 will be worse.
Yeah, I agree with that. And that's why, like I said, I'm just kind of waiting. And that kind of goes into, you and I have talked briefly about it before, the importance of having, multiple streams of income and being able to be self-sufficient. And that's kind of what geared me towards, what I started. I have a few other things I'm working on, but one of the main things that I am doing is I wanted to make sure my mom was protected and okay and her assets were good and, I don't want to worry about her retirement being drained out. So I spoke to someone about it, and he was telling me about all these solutions and indexing and just different ways to save for retirement, without, with minimal taxes and all these other things, just to help protect yourself when shit goes down. And I said, well, why should I pay you to do this? I want to learn how to do this. So I'm actually getting licensed to do that. Not necessarily because I'm going to be so out of, my heart is in my company right now. That's where the majority of my time is going to be spent. But, I already have a lot of people who already come to me for financial advice and things like that, wanting to be able to protect my mom and all these people, my family members. And I think that's important, having...
So 60 days are throwing case with a rasp. I mean, I got rid of mine.
Fucked.
Yeah, I got rid of mine way long ago. It didn't matter. Like, I recently just did a trust for my kids, and everything's under the trust. So pretty much, like for instance, Bill Cosby. You obviously know. I think you're still a little too young to really realize how enormous Bill Cosby was. I didn't say you didn't know who he was. I'm talking about in the 80s. This man was enormous. You were even born in the 80s, you know. And then, in the 90s, he was still huge, and then it just kind of like, obviously, for so many people. And do I think he must look? It's too many fucking coincidences. There's too many goddamn cases. But the thing was, he had civil suits for upwards of $25 million against him, right? Not one of those things hit him at all. They didn't touch him at all whatsoever. He was covered under his homeowner's insurance and under different things, and had all his shit under his trust. And that's basically, look, not that I have any sexual harassment charges against me. I have zero, none. I have no lawsuit. I do have a lawsuit, but what I mean is, I was able to, my CPA was under a protection plan to where, no matter fucking what, God forbid something happens or anything, my kids are safe. So my wife as well. And, we just had put everything, had to have a living trust. I had to make sure everything was protected. And I have other things that I'm doing, but, you're talking about multiple streams of revenue and income. And it's like, look, by trade, I'm a jeweler. By trade, I'm a cannabis company. I own a cannabis company. I have a cultivation. I do sponsored ads here on the podcast. I have paid ads that people, and some people are like, yo, why are you doing ads and blah, blah, whatever. And it's like, dumb fuck. It ain't just necessarily for the money for this, but it's also gaining sponsors for the show. And that's how the show grows. That's how Behind the Baller grows. That's how the podcast grows. So with the baseball cards, it's blown the economy of the hobby up to a whole different level. There's probably almost, hundreds of millions of dollars that have gone into the baseball card industry, and it's crazy. During the pandemic, it's created something good. Some people have probably lost it, didn't really know what they were doing. Fortunately, I've done well for myself. What other streams? Do you invest in stocks? Like, what else do you have that's bringing you income?
Yeah, I have stocks, ETFs, I do all that stuff. As far as, now I'm going to be able, now that I'm licensed to, help sell financial products, if I want to, if someone comes to me, I can also legally charge for that as well, too. My sister and I have been, this is something I've kind of always wanted to do, and I've been doing it with my head down because I like to work quietly. But my sister and I've been telling her forever, I want to do something with clothes. I want to do something with, either it's a clothing line or have my own online store of some sort. So I'm actually testing different materials and things like that right now through different manufacturers. I will have something coming out in the very near future. It's just taken so long with how long everything's taken to come in, just with shipping and stuff being slowed down right now. But so I will be doing that as well. I also started, because I know last time we spoke, I was thinking prior to the pandemic, I said I want to have a house. I want to have an investment house.
Oh, yeah, I was asking, do you own a home?
Not yet. And so that's kind of what I meant to. And I said I'm waiting for things to kind of play out with all this COVID stuff. But I have one of my good friends who's, you probably really like him too. He's Asian. He's self-made. He's got into multiple different businesses, but he does a lot of stuff for real estate. So I told him, I said, hey, I want to learn about this. I want to learn about investment in real estate or investing in real estate. And I said, I don't know anything about it. Just teach me. And he said, okay. And so he wants to start doing some sort of, I don't know if we're going to do but I'm trying to kind of have him as a mentor to learn more about that. And so I think that, if the economy's going to be shit, things are going to hit the fan, housing prices are going to fucking drop, then I want to be prepared to...
There's areas that I like, definitely the neighborhood I live in. Houses don't even last even off the market for a week. Just because of the school district I'm in, the people that live in this neighborhood, the overall income of the people that live in my neighborhood, it's an interesting thing to see. And I thank God that I chose this place. And I was going to upgrade. Thank God I didn't. And the reason why I'm scared to say who some of my neighbors are, because I Googled, and I've been like, holy shit, like enormous celebrities that you can Google and find their address. I'm like, no, I'm good. Like, I'm not about to say that. But with that said, right now, I'm in the process of refinancing my house. And I'm getting it down to fucking under 2%. How fucking ridiculous that is. Like,
That is ridiculous.
18 years ago, like in 2001, 2002, my sister bought a house. A really good APR back then was like 8-9%. That was like really good. So, you know, just where it is right now, I was at 3.27, which is insane. This is the only problem now. There was a point in time from like 2010 to 2017 where it was nearly impossible to get a loan.
That's all.
You couldn't be no fucking clown. Didn't matter if you had to be able to show tax returns. You couldn't be Donald Trump. You couldn't just pay $750 a year in fucking income tax. I mean, it was like you had to really show. Yeah, I know. You had to really show your taxes. And with that said, you know, in 2018 was when we bought this new place, and it was a bitch. Everybody was a motherfucker, right? Then I refinanced last year, and I'll refinance again this time just because I'm banking on, you know, my house to go up. My house has gone up about $850,000 in the last 2 years. So what's crazy is I'm seeing other people's homes go down, but I am seeing a certain number. Let's say, for instance, like in LA County, if your house is like right around 1 to 1.5, man, that shit's flying out. People are still buying homes because they want something to have, you know, to help them out. And of course, God forbid, if I needed to take a loan against my house, I could. For me to get a better rate or refinance or buy a home, different story. So with that said, I'm just curious what your guy has to say, because, you know, I have great friends who own a lot of real estate. Cole has a fucking $19 million house, but like, what the issue is, my friends decided to invest in like strip malls, and then also invest in like, you know, multi-family homes, you know, own a fourplex and rent them out, and this is all literally happening in like December, January, boom. So my boy just got his shit up in January, February, and then all of a sudden, you know, his tenants aren't paying rent, and he can't evict them right now, so it's like a crazy situation. So he's taking the L there. Now his strip malls, you know, they're all like one of them has like a, what is it called, Jersey Mike's. I don't know if they have those in Sacramento.
Yeah, we do actually.
Okay, and then like another place is like he has a hair and nail salon. Those places have been closed for like months and months. So how's he gonna get, you know, rent? So I'm curious to see what your guy is saying about investment properties, because, you know, single family home, okay, I get it. You know, especially if you're living in whatever, but to rent out, man, fuck, it's gotta be a sketchy fucking business.
Yeah, well, so the guy that I'm trying to learn from, he actually does, most of the stuff he does is, I have two. So, most of the stuff that the guy was telling you about, the Asian guy, he mostly does residential, and that's what I would want to start with. The other guy who, he's been a good friend of mine for about 20 years. He actually owns the building that I'm renting 3 offices from him right now. He's trying to convince me to buy this whole building.
Ooh,
but,
nice.
you know, it's like, I don't know about this right now. But
he must love you right now. Can you imagine you're fucking renting 3 gigantic spaces? This guy has to be fucking kissing your feet, because...
So this is what happened. So when we first came onto the company, there was 4 employees there. And, you know, I came in, I said, we're going to scale this, and we're going to scale it fucking quick. Don't get in my way. And I'm like, yeah, haha, okay, sure. And mind you, of course, I'm the only female in the company at the time. And I said, we're going to need a bigger office. And they said, you know, the guy we bought the company from, he's just like, okay, yeah, you go do whatever you want, sure, you know. And so we go get this office, we sign a 5-year lease for it. And we signed a 5-year lease for it because, based on our projections, we were thinking it was going to take us 5 years to fill up this office. We filled it up in less than 6 months.
The money, the greed, the hustle.
I texted the commercial landlord, our guy, and I said, hey, I'm going to need a new office pretty soon. And he kind of did the same thing. Oh, haha, yeah, sure, let me know when you're ready in 5 years. They said, no, I'm going to need a new office next month. I need more space, and I need bigger space. And he said, oh, you're serious?
Sweet.
Oh, no. I said, do I look like I'm fucking around? And so then he said, okay, well, let's look at it. Let's figure out what we could do. So we got our second office, and then, we just got through, it outgrew a while ago, especially with COVID and, distancing and all that stuff. We can't have employees sitting right next to each other, in groups or anything like that. But we are building out new divisions and needed a third office for our tech group anyway. So we got this third office, and I went to dinner with him 2 nights ago, and he said, I really thought you were joking. And I said, I told you. I fucking told you. And so, but he personally guarantees like $300 million. He just bought like the Chico Mall. He's very well established as far as commercial real estate goes. And so, eventually I'd love to learn from him. But he's definitely very happy that we actually came through with what we said we were going to do and a little bit more. So he was definitely surprised. It was a really good feeling though, and it's a good partnership when you are able to both help each other. So I think
for sure. I mean, honestly, tell you the truth, I really am more interested in finding out what your Asian homie has to say about. Just because, look, people are losing their homes in different parts of the country, and banks are, auctioning or whatever the fuck it may be or foreclosing. They're about to own banks want to own the homes themselves now. Fuck middlemaning anything. They're gonna, just start owning the homes themselves. I don't. Again, man, I'm just bracing myself. That's why I was curious. Have you spent any money? Have you gone shopping? Have you done anything, out of the ordinary? Have you been more just frugal?
Oh, I have been insanely frugal. I have not bought anything. I got rid of my lease car. I literally everything that it was like you said, what you said, you're trimming the fat. I was like, I'm getting rid of everything that I need to get rid of. Well, not necessarily, but just cutting off my unnecessary subscriptions and things like that. Just stupid shit that I don't fucking
Have
need.
You heard of the app Truebill?
Yeah, I actually have Truebill.
Okay, it's the fucking most amazing app in the world. Like, holy shit, it really. Yeah. They negotiated things for me, and have done other things. But look, when the pandemic started, I had 7 cars. I'm down to 4, and soon I'll be down to 3. But the only problem is, I bought a $1.2 million car like 2-3 months ago.
Hopefully you're not driving that to San Francisco.
No, of course not. But anyways, it's funny because basically cutting the other 4 cars out of my fleet, I just pretty much just put it and consolidated into one car, which I'm fine. It's not a big deal. But I just wanted to ask you something personal. Not personal on, well, we'll get into that in a second. Personal, budget-wise. And if it's too personal, then don't even trip. But, would you even talk about what your rough monthly spending budget is, or what it was and what you cut it down to? Or, I'm just curious. You're under 30 or 30. You're single. You do kind of take care of your family. But do you have a high overhead or no?
I mean, that's obviously a very relative question, but I think that what I spend right now is I probably spend a quarter of what I was spending prior to COVID happening.
Okay, so at the beginning of the year, were you over under 10,000 a month with your personal budget?
Including are you including things like saving, how much I'm putting away, or
no.
Just how much I'm spending on things?
No, just let's say for rent, for bills, for fucking get your manicure, get whatever.
I was barely under. I would say probably around 10 grand.
That's good then. At least you got yourself down to that. It's totally different because I have fucking 3 kids. I have a son who has health issues, so that's a big part of it as well. But go ahead, you were say something.
Oh, nothing. I was going to say that I also got very, very lucky with my the house that I'm in right now. It's the fucking deal. It's the best. That's probably the biggest reason why is where I'm living. It's very.
Please, just be honest. I'm sorry. I know it's personal. I know how to fucking. I have 100,000 listeners. I'm curious. I'm being serious. How big is the place that you're living in? No one's gonna fucking live in.
You're gonna die. It's 5,212 square feet.
Oh, that's a really big place. 5,000 square feet is big is considered a mansion.
It's a big house,
okay,
and I have a really good fucking deal on it. That's the only.
How many people live with you?
So the guy who owns it is he lives in Texas, and he's this middle-aged gay dude, and he just wanted someone to. He bought this house because it's down the street from his mom, and he wanted someone to live in it, just to make sure nothing bad happens to it, pretty much. So he owns the home. He's never there. I paid pretty much barely fucking anything for it. It's on a private road. There's only 3 houses on my street.
When he comes in to visit his mom, does he stay there?
No, he doesn't. He's never there. I have one roommate who I've only been 3 times since last November. 2 Novembers ago? 3 times. He does cybersecurity for the government. I don't know what he does.
Does he pay rent?
Yeah.
So if he splits rent, then I'll be there.
Yeah, I've literally only seen him. It's the weirdest situation, but it's a beautiful beautiful home, brand new home. It's too big for me, but and I'm never there anyway. But he just wanted to make sure somebody was living there, so I literally got a killer deal on it. So that's the only reason I'm in a house that big.
No, listen, I live in a 5,600 square feet house, so I live in a 5,600 square foot house, and we're about to upgrade to a 7,500 square foot house. And for the most part, we've been living in like 2,500 to 3,000 square feet for the last 8 years, and it's been fine. We have more land, but it just was like, fuck this, we need more space. And now, I thank God that I have the space, and I have a fucking 1,800 square foot Medicaid, and I have areas to be in, and I have a studio and an office and everything, because otherwise I go crazy and the kids go crazy. So, all right, well that's good. So you have that. I mean,
I would though if I got super lucky with that, and that's the only reason why I'm living there. Had I not been living there, I would be more than happy with a little like 2-bedroom apartment, only 2-bedroom because I need a whole bedroom for my closet. But I'm one of those. But I mean, I don't need a whole lot. I'm never even home really. Like I'm always at work.
How are you getting your hair and nails done? Like during the pandemic?
Oh my gosh, so I'm kind of. I feel like a lot of people think I'm a really girly girl, but I'm actually not. I'm very low maintenance. I found a place. So Sacramento's kind of weird because Sacramento, everything is pretty much still shut down. But in the county right next to us, which is about 20 minutes away from me, everything's open there. So if I need to go get my pedicure, I'll get a pedicure outside with masks on. So I've gotten that, but I haven't gotten my nails done.
Yeah, I heard about some county that was not too far from you.
Yeah.
30 minutes from you, and I heard about this county that was like fucking going through all this crazy shit. When everything was mandatory shutdown in all of California, they opened up because they're like, fuck this, I'm gonna lose my restaurant, whatever. I heard that shit.
Yeah, they did, and I didn't go right away. I got like maybe 2 pedicures since this has happened, just because I feel like if the whole county's gonna be open, that's kind of, I don't know, that just stresses me out. But and I also am very, like, my hair is natural. I don't dye it. I don't even blow dry it. I don't do anything to my hair, so I got kind of lucky. I don't really have to do anything to my hair. I don't really care about my nails because I stopped getting my nails done when I was taking care of my dad when he had cancer. We were really short on all types of resources for home care because of COVID. So I was pretty much like the caregiver for my dad, and trying to lift and care for a 200-pound dude. I was like, I can't have my nails on. So after my dad got sick, I stopped getting my nails done. So yeah, I had a really hit skill with that.
Let's talk about that. You told me you lost a family member, and especially during this fucking time. Like, how was that, and how do you cope? And I mean, did you get lost in work? How did you? What do you do to deal with it?
So the way I try to look at this, everybody grieves differently. My mom and my sister are kind of the black sheep. They grieve very differently than I do, and that's okay. Something that I can look back on is that, the second that I found out my dad was sick, I was by his bedside every single day. I'm also very grateful that I have a team, with my company who are so compassionate and understanding, family first. If I needed to be somewhere, they didn't even question it. They said, what the fuck are you doing here? Go to the hospital. Our CEO, he came to my house. He's one of the first people, console me. Was very, very understanding. Understanding who's important, who's really there for you. That's all important. But when you're dealing with someone who's terminally ill, I mean, obviously it's not ideal. You don't want to see somebody die, especially slowly. But, there's people who lose their family in a blink of an eye in a car crash and they have no idea. So the fact that I was able to spend every single day with my dad for almost a year and, be able to spend that time and say his goodbyes, and it wasn't always glamorous at all by any means, but, and there's nothing I would have rather done other than that, and I'm forever grateful for the time I spent with him. And I feel at peace because I was able to say those things. And one of the things he told me before he passed away, about a month before he passed away, he said, he didn't even call them by their names, but he said, Aria, I know once I'm gone, my wife and my daughter will be taken care of because of you. And that's that to me, and then he told me he was proud of me, and that's, you know, that's all I needed. So for me, I felt at peace, and I can only speak for myself. So I hold that closely to me. As soon after that happened, I was the one who had to go tell all of our family members. I had to call the coroner and all this other stuff, and because I don't want my mother to. I've always been a provider. I've always wanted to take care of other people, and I take so much pride in that. But also, you know, as soon as it was, because I'm not, if there's anything that this quarantine has made me realize, I didn't realize how extroverted I was, you know, until all of this happened. But I texted, you know, everybody. I said, it happened on a Friday, and I said, I'll be at work on Monday. And they said, no, you won't. They're like, you're a crazy bitch. And no, they're like, take some time, take as much time as you need. I said, I want to be at work. And they said, no.
So wait a second. Were you able to have a funeral for your dad?
No, we weren't able to have a funeral at all.
Thank God you spent that time. Thank God.
Yeah, so it was very, I mean, and that's, you know, everybody, I think everybody deserves that and to have their life honored in that sense. But at the same time, I think everything happens for a reason, or everything should fall into place as it should. And I think, you know, well, I might have been ready for it. Maybe my mom wasn't, or, you know, and so we're being able to take our time and being able to plan that. And I just try to look at everything more so as a blessing and realize really what I'm grateful for and what we do have, and to be able to look at that and move logically, instead of just, you know, reacting super emotionally and, you know, with frustration. I, you know, try to move with peace and just do things the way he would have wanted me to. So, but no, we didn't get to have a funeral, but we are planning it. So we're trying to figure out what we're gonna do, how we're gonna do it. So for 2021.
You know, it's really interesting. You sound very pleasant on the phone, right? You're such a
you see my Twitter, that's why.
Twitter, you know, just you know, and I had a guy named Chris Snow. He owns a conglomerate fashion business and everything. He's Vietnamese dude, and he's talked about having a chip on his shoulder. And I just wondered, I was like, I wonder why, like, I attract people who have chips on their shoulder, especially because, you know, I have the biggest, right? And I know you even, I thought about it before you even emailed me. And I said, I was like, oh, I really think we do, you know, but it seems like, if anything, I would think you'd have even more because of your father's passing, but if anything, I feel like almost maybe you've eased up a little bit. Well, I don't know. I mean, do you think you have a chip on your shoulder?
No.
I wouldn't say I have a chip on my shoulder. I would say
You look kind of mean.
that
I'm just joking.
I'm very aware that I'm an aggressive person, but I do not go into any situation unprepared. So if you're going to come to me, if you're going to come at me for anything, know I'm going to have a fucking response. Know that I know exactly what I want. I am extremely decisive, and I am extremely direct. And a lot of times I think that's looked down upon, or not necessarily looked down upon, but I think that's kind of almost has a negative connotation when people talk about it. Maybe, I don't know if because I'm a female and those are maybe past unusual traits that people, you know, I think we're in a shift. We're in a shift for our generation of, you know, especially when it comes to genders and gender, you know, roles and things like that. There are now more women in the workforce than there are men. And so having people adjust to that is something that will be hopefully acceptable eventually, but it's interesting seeing kind of, I think we're watching it as it happens right now. But yeah.
You should just calm the fuck down and just relax.
Oh, you would know if you would know if I was angry.
Say angry, I'm just saying, just go. When's the last time you went on a date? I know it's tough because of what's going on, but have you gone on a date in the last 7 months?
Oh yeah.
Okay. And when are you gonna finally just let somebody be the boss?
I was actually having a very in-depth conversation about this because you know what? Are you laughing at me? You're still laughing at me.
Okay.
So I didn't realize I was aggressive for a long time. My sister pointed it out to me very recently, and I said, you know, I was like, I'm just aggressive, of course. And she said, no, Aria, you are aggressive in everything. But you know what? I kind of fucking am. But I've also realized, I think, I am a very alpha female. I'm also a very dominant person. I'm a very direct person. I'm very aggressive in every single thing I do because I don't like half-assing something. But that's when it comes to relationships, and I was looking at like all my exes, all of them are all different ethnicities. They all look different. They all have different jobs. They're all very different from each other. What's my type? But the one thing they all had in common was that none of them had a 9-to-5 job. They were all entrepreneurs. They're all kind of bullish the way that I was.
Hey, baby.
And I heard this saying, and they said,
Yeah.
They said, this isn't love. This is just a power struggle. I said, wow, that's me. But I think also, and I was reading about this because I was I think self-awareness is very important. So I said, well, how do I find something? Maybe it is me. Maybe I am the problem. What do I do to make this work? Maybe I'm selecting the wrong people, or whatever it is. And they say pretty much that you can tell an alpha female because I seek people who are like me. I want to find people who are going to encourage me, people who are better than me or better at what they do to me, and people I can learn from, or people who understand my job or what I want out of life, because I don't want some guy fucking calling me all the time saying, what are you doing? What are you doing? I'm like, I'm in a fucking meeting. Stop bitching at me.
But at the same time, don't you do this? I mean, you seem like, I know I've read random pieces,
Nice.
tweets,
Bye.
and whatever we talk about. No, I'm just saying, like, other guys have been talking about the girls or whatever, blah, blah. Like, how the fuck do you know if you're so busy consuming work? I mean, to know that this dude is talking to another girl or whatever it may be.
So this comes into, and this is why I think I'm a little bit the way I am, and you'll know what I mean when I say this. I had a past relationship with this person who I thought I was going to marry, and I found out he was cheating on me with it must have been at least 30 girls. It was something. Yes, I swear to you.
You're gonna marry some dude who's fucking. Come on.
I didn't know, and I found out. And when I found out, we were in Europe, and I left. I got on a plane and I came home by myself. And the very next day is when I started with my company. The very next day.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and so that I think that's so. If you see something, that's probably why.
By the way, you said a gym, and I don't give a fuck. Look, you shouldn't be listening to the show if you're not at least. You have to be a grown ass adult. But you said a gem that I need you to tell my listeners. The biggest gem ever. And that gem is, what do you do if you're gonna cheat? Please say it. Please say it right now. Say it. Aria.
If you feel like you're gonna cheat, or you think like you want to call your fucking ex, just fucking jack off, masturbate, get it fucking done, get a fucking sock, whatever you gotta do, and then you won't want to do it anymore.
And that is the goddamn truth. I swear, like, that's crazy. Because when a guy nuts, that's it. He's powerless. It's like man, like there's nothing else to get done. Boom. And you got all the trouble out of your system. And it's fucking true. That's literally fucking bold. It's fucking crazy. So your mental health has been good throughout this whole time. It seems like you're still headstrong. It seems like you're more actually, your head seems much more cemented on than on a swivel than ever. Like, it's crazy.
I think that going through everything that I've been through this year has forced me to really sit down and look at what is important and be more strategic about how I spend my energy. I think also just where I was last time we talked, I think a lot of people don't even realize this. Like, yeah, I'm living in a 5,200 square foot home right now, but people don't realize that before I had that, and I was just starting this company, I was sleeping on my mom's couch. I moved my grandparents up here to take care of them. My grandmother has MS. She's completely paralyzed. My grandpa has dementia, so I was taking care of a paralyzed woman while she's going through hospice. My grandpa, helping my mom. I moved in my aunt, who is so dear to me, but she's going through some stuff. I was also dealing with my dad being diagnosed with cancer and watching him deteriorate every day, so I was not only taking care of myself, but literally, 5 other adults I was taking care of and sleeping on a couch, working, 14 hours a day minimum, and that wears on you. It does, and I'm a very go, go, go kind of person, but, and I got through it, but you really do have to take care of yourself. essentially. And that's really, really important because you can try to do everything and maybe you'll succeed at it, but, and, I take pride in taking care of my family and I wouldn't trade it for anything, but that's a lot of stress. Just
people
doing
here
that.
don't even know that also you're a bottle waitress, and a lot of people have these misconceptions about it. A lot of people have a lot of derogatory feelings towards bottle waitresses, mostly girls. They think this, they talk down, or whatever. It's like I kind of just like, this is service. It's a pretty girl, whatever. Like, why are you looking at it in a negative way? Like, it's just I don't know. It's just the fact that you had to deal with that shit.
Oh, I dealt with it for. I worked in the restaurant industry for 10 years. I was a waitress. And, the reason I was doing that was a lot of reasons, but, I was in debt. I had like 100K in debt. Like, I didn't take any college loans out. I didn't finish college. I don't have any student debt, but I had a lot of medical bills. And in my early 20s, I had like almost $100,000 in medical bills, and I didn't want my family to know. Because I was on my mom's insurance back when I was like 21 or 22 or something. And I didn't want her to know, so I didn't want her to worry. So I paid off. I worked in, nightclubs, and I was, possibly making minimum wage, supposedly, but really, cocktail waitresses, I was easily working 2 days a week, making 6 figures, easily, and I paid off all of my medical bills. I paid off all of my debt. I had zero debt, just fucking hustling people. And a lot of what I learned and everything that I am as far as sales goes, most of that is from, I think everybody should work in some sort of service industry at some point, whether it's in retail or a restaurant or whatever it is. Dealing with customer service will teach you everything you need to know about people and sales, and I think it'll
totally agree with you.
I
worked at a Burger King, I worked at a retail store, I worked at a restaurant. I worked at Little
Caesars for 2 days.
So look, real quick, is there a goal that you have before the year ends, or at least by the first quarter of 2021? Is there anything that you want to kind of just accomplish before that you want to put out there in the universe?
Definitely, I have a lot of goals. I want to, obviously, I'm going to hit my goal of 100 employees very, very soon. That'll probably happen by next month.
Personal goal.
Personal goal. I think I'm going to start looking to buy a home probably December or January. But I do have, it's just tough. I want to do a lot of stuff. I want to get started on my, business that I'm going to start with clothing. I want to have some sort of online store for that, which I'm testing out right now with my sister, which I'm really excited about. So I want to kind of, I feel like I'm working on a few things right now, so I want to really, really push that out there and get going on that. I think creating process is important when you're starting a business, or even if you're in a 9-to-5 or whatever it is, once you're off your feet or have the company off its feet, and being able to have a process that kind of helps things run itself so you don't have to work 120 hours a week, then you can allocate the time into projects that will generate more.
Can't wait to have this guy.
So right now, the feet are off the ground for my company right now, so I'm trying to invest my time more into other streams of income that will help me and my family. So definitely get those new things that I'm working on, both for financial planning, as well as that clothing line that I want to work on. So get those and create processes for those to get those going on their own as well.
Hopefully in 5 years, you eventually do have kids and all that stuff. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm sure it will. You're a catch. You're a good person, and obviously you bring a lot to the table. So that's it. Yo, thank you so much again, Aria. The only thing I want you to do is, could you make your fucking...
Yes, go.
I just don't understand.
I will make it public just for you.
Why is it private? Just don't tell me you're loser X, please.
No, it literally is. There's the only thing that's on there is just like a couple vacations, some of my outfits and stuff like that. But I don't know. I just don't. I have my Instagram and I have my personal Instagram, but I will make my Instagram public for you.
I'm just messing with you. I know the Dust Brothers, Jordan Miles, they follow you from the podcast page and stuff. I don't have access to that page. I just don't. But yo, seriously, thank you so much.
Woohoo!
Anything you want to say before we go to the break?
He's crazy.
All right, I really appreciate it. Look, man, you are literally
Nice shot.
You're like the model, not model citizen, you're the model, like I don't know, like, because again, you don't have 100,000
Let's
followers, 20,000
go!
followers, you don't rely on anybody else to take care of shit. You handle your own. I just kind of just low key found you. Have no fucking idea how I did, but super low key, just yeah. But I mean, just like still, like just had no idea. Found you successful, and you're doing it, and it gives this. Well, it helps me hopefully inspire the women to do what you do, and not feel like they have fucking lay around or lay on their back, whatever the fuck it may be. But again, seriously, Aria, thank you so much, and I hope to see you soon.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I'm sure we'll cross paths soon. As soon as COVID's over, we'll definitely have to link up.
All right. Hey, guys, we'll be right back. Well, Miles, hit me off with a little bit of link, please. So, yeah, we're back. I hope you guys show some love to Miss Aria. I think her Instagram is Miss Aria Price. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. She's a lovely lady. She's softened up a lot. She's been through a lot. She's a hard worker. But guys, please don't send her dick pics. No dick pics, please, guys. Come on. So look, let's get right into it. Alright, guys. My Chrome autographs sold out very fast. Okay, there was a little bit of a glitch. Couldn't figure it out. It was a shipping situation that we had like set up on the site, Shopify. We fucked up there, so it was like a weird thing where people couldn't check out or whatever. And they sold out in a minute, but there's only 13 cards, and the prices are really good. I'm only gonna do that maybe 1 or 2 more times. I want my autographs for the top Chromes to kind of marinate and hopefully make it something special for the national next year. So let's just say, for instance, there will be less than 40 autographs total. There's 200 fucking cards. So however many cards I sign. There's not going to be a whole lot of my autographs out there, especially the gold ones, for the Topps Chrome. So I just want it to be special. Okay? In a month or so, I'll begin designing my new Topps Chrome 2021. And look, this shit was already proven, like I said. I'm going to come with way more fire in this bitch. It's going to be good. Yes. So I'm confirming now that I am doing Topps Chrome 2021. Can't wait to see motherfuckers at some conventions and everything else. It's going to be good. Alright, on to Project 2020. My George Brett card just dropped. Just a few hours ago, it dropped. If you listen to this in real time, it dropped 9 a.m., 3 hours ago. It is my 4th card of the Project 2020 series. This was George Brett's rendition of his card from 1975. 1973 was the year I was born, and then like about the 70s. So the card had a lot of major psychedelic waves. This motherfucker had a lot of psychedelic feels, right? He's a royal, Kansas City Royals. So I do a little royalty on it. I kept it simple, kind of like Ichiro. Almost like Tony Gwynn, but I didn't really throw in the Kansas City shit. Just kept it kind of cool. I'm gonna start getting real gangster with my next card, which is the and but I kept the OG rookie photo. And,
nice shot.
Look, I kept it clean. I kept it simple. Alright, I hope you guys like it. As mentioned before, anybody who buys this George Brett card has a chance to win a 14 karat Cuban link chain. No bullshit. Everyone has won something that's really won. They won a box of chrome. When it was worth fucking $1200 in the box, they won fucking cool Cuban chain. Now they're gonna win another 50 Cuban chain. You want white gold, yellow gold, gold gold?
Free agent niggas.
Tell me. Okay. All you have to do is buy one base card. That's $19. Now, the more cards you buy, the better your chances are. Okay? All you gotta do is buy a card, screenshot your receipt, and email it to madballardidthecard@gmail.com. Alright? And I've been blessing folks. No one could ever say that. Especially with this motherfucking Griffey card. That shit's fucking crazy. Okay? Now, I know I said that all the releases on bbdtc.com were only going to be on the weekends, on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. No. Right? We're going to be doing the real business and merch soon. We're going to be operating the site a lot more, like, professionally. This is going to be like a real thing. I'm really doing a lot of shit. Not just like lighters. I got Sharpies coming out. I got fucking Post-its. I have mouse pads. I have more lighters. I'm gonna have hoodies, sweatpants. I'm gonna have a lot of toys and all kinds of things. So
This guy's
very serious,
a part player.
major, gigantic collaboration, major corporation collaborations dropping on my site. Okay, so shit can drop any day of the week from now on. With whether it be the hobby, whether it be fucking ship for sale, whatever the fuck it be. I might even do shop drops, right? Quick strikes, all that shit. Okay.
Nothing.
My Ted Williams autos, right? Ted Williams autos will drop on Tuesday the 6th. Yes, that is this coming Tuesday the 6th. Okay. My autographs will be significantly reduced in price, meaning they'll be on sale. Okay. I need to do that. We sold out. And even though we sold out of every single one of our last releases, right? Even the last one had 180 fucking cards. It took a few hours to sort everything out because we had so many fucking cards. We are going to have this autograph sale for at least 3 or 4 more cards, maybe even 5 more cards. I'm just going to keep these prices low. I know these things will sell out faster, but that's the way it's smoother. Ted Williams is a vintage card anyway, and so is Bob Gibson. But I'm going to make it a little more sexy and not just the 1/5s. The 1/50s are going to be lower and all that said and done. Of course, they will all be authenticated by Beckett. Okay. Now my Bob Gibson autograph, those autograph cards will drop a week after that. So that card is Tuesday the 6th.
Enjoy those 5 games.
My Bob Gibson autograph on Monday the 12th. Okay. And then after that, we will be in real time finally. Autographs will be caught up. Right? I should have my George Brett card in less than 2 weeks, so we got real action. Okay. Also, my Ken Griffey Jr. card will now be my 18th card. It will no longer be my 20th.
Need a free agent to win.
My final card. The reason being is I have to make an appearance in Seattle in mid-December, or like right around mid-December, like December 19th or 20th. I'm not exactly sure. That's depending on if I'm going to do this at Mill Creek Sports or if I'm going to do something private because my BBDTC boxes are the same. So I want to guarantee that I have the cards in my hand. I don't want to go out there without my Ken Griffey Jr. cards because I'm setting something up possibly with Ken Griffey Jr. as well, and possibly someone else very big that was in the Seattle Mariners. I don't have to worry about print run delays and that stuff, okay? So I know that the Ken Griffey Jr. card is going to be a very good selling card, and I'm also giving away a fucking legit $17,000 Ben Baller
that guy sucks.
Seattle Mariners chain, right? I just finished it. I'm hoping that the winner for that Ken Griffey chain or that Seattle Mariners chain is someone from Seattle, but obviously I can't just give that. You have to see.
They're
but
both
I hope that someone buys, or someone from Seattle, either he or she buys 100+ cards, because then with 100+ cards, obviously the chances are better, and it'll be well worth it. If you bought 100 cards, you got 2,000 cards, it'll be well worth it. It'd be in your best interest because you would be obviously winning something at major value. And I'm sure a big Seattle Mariners sports fan would cherish this because I'm not even making chains for under $250,000. I'm not even booking a fucking job. Unless you're a corporation that's paying me that kind of money to do stuff for marketing, cool. Alright? Once again, this Seattle Mariners chain is something ridiculous. Like, it's for me to give this away is fucking crazy. But I will show pics in the video of it soon. Just fucking finished it. Alright, now some big news. My LA box, which will be even more lit than my Barry box. Sorry, Barry.
Get chanceux.
First, right? My LA box will be on sale next week. Okay, don't know what day yet, but there'll only be 10 boxes for sale. Reason being is because it is going to be something that I hand you in person. It is only pick up only. Right? It'll come with an exclusive LA BBDTC tee. These are only for like LA people understand, right? It'll come with 2 packs of my Topps Pro. There's going to be some random very cool BBDTC merch, of course, that you only get from BBDTC.com. It always sells out. And more importantly, it is going to come with a very special $175 custom-made snapback made by legend Alonso Valencia. Now, this is a real legit New Era snapback. If you saw some listening gigs, we flipped the Brooklyn Dodgers hat with the actual New Era embroidery. Don't know how the fuck he did it. It came out sick as fuck. Okay. Also, of course, the box will come with 2 gold autograph tops, BBDTC Chrome Dodger cards. They will only be Dodger cards. I was thinking about doing one of the Major Angels. If there is one person who requests an angel card, cool. I will not let any more than that. Just know you're going to be meeting somewhere near Hollywood, and again, it's going to be a pickup only situation. This is a very special deal. Okay, one of you or one of the winners of the 10 LA boxes will be blessed with a diamond die cut with diamond. But the kicker is the real special prize of this whole entire box situation is you're going to meet me in person. I've never really, I did an LA appearance for my DVS pen Medvance, but I didn't really get a chance to kind of rap to people. This is something where like it's special, I'm going to give the secret location of where the meeting will be once the box is sold out, and the tees only come in size large or XL, and they will never be for sale. Those tees are only for the boxes. That's for the Bay Area, and there's the other tees you see people wearing is because of friends and family. And I'm one of my homies decided to sell on eBay. That's on them. But again, the best part of this box is you get to chop up game with me for 25 to 30 minutes. I mean, free game, but it's cheap game. Because G ain't shit. I wouldn't even, I've turned down, I don't know how many cameos I've turned down. Can't tell you how many things I've turned down where just you want to talk and chat and do other things. But look, if you want to just pick up the box and take some pics and bounce, cool, go ahead. But if you want to rap, you need some advice, you need some guidance, whether it be life or business advice that I can help you with, yo, cool. Just think of some shit that you'd want to legit ask me in person and it's on. No, 25 minutes is a lot of time. Think about my podcast, think about the show, and how much game I spit. If you have one situation, maybe 2, I'm not going to sit here and give you fucking love advice to talk about this or talk about a fucking crazy plan to fucking go kill your ex-girlfriend or some shit. Know this. You will only be allowed in with a mask. If you don't have a mask, I will provide a fucking mask, okay? There's going to be somewhat social distancing. I'm pretty loud. I can talk. I'm sure you can talk. So I can hear you. You know what I mean? But again, if your mask does not look crispy, I'm going to be handing you a mask. If you ain't wearing a mask, then you are not meeting with me. And that's the end of the story. My personal assistant will hand you the box, and that's it. Okay? But anyways, yeah. All the stuff in the box is lit. All the stuff in the box is worth over $1,000. Okay? But my time is what you're paying for. Okay? So stay tuned. The Seattle box will have just as much heat, and the Seattle box will probably go on sale probably like right around Thanksgiving, maybe on Black Friday or something like that. And Seattle will be, again, pickup only. It'll be in person. Again, I don't know what the location may be. It was supposed to be at Mill Creek Sports. Not saying that they're not cool or anything. It's just got to be something. It's got to make sense for everybody. Okay? I haven't yet decided if I'm going to do a San Diego box. I'm kind of like, I don't know, I'm against the fence. At the same time, it could happen. I'm not sure. But if it does happen, San Diego will happen in November for sure. And I will give people at least a 2-week notice so they can meet. We usually meet on a Friday or Saturday, maybe a Saturday or Sunday. But I will definitely make sure, I'm saying I don't meet more than 5 people a day. But I don't know, stay tuned. It could happen. Who knows? New York will definitely happen. It's just not going to happen until shit calms down. Okay? And after a vaccine is out. The vaccine's supposed to come in November, December, some shit cool. As soon as the vaccine's out, things are cooler. People can get on the fucking plane and be a little more chill. Dope. So that means that this is probably going to happen sometime in February 2021 or after February 2021. Now, my Ben Baller Gold Vacuum Sealer 2.0 sold out in less than a minute. Right? Unreal. I wasn't even expecting it to sell out that fast. I thought maybe 5-6 minutes. I thought maybe 8-9 minutes. But cool. I'm very honored. I'm grateful. I'm so happy you guys fuck with me. There was like over 100,000 fucking people on the app. Crazy. Okay? FYI, I will only have 1 or 2 more gold items, like drops. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell you exactly what they are yet. So I'm trying to keep a little bit of a secret. But there's going to be like 1 or 2 more gold items that I drop with network. And then it's going to be strictly bbdtc.com. Yes, my drops, whether it be a fucking gold dildo, what the fuck it is, all my real crazy drops that are cold and everything else, they will be dropped on bbdtc.com. That is after about 2 or 3 more drops for Quick Network. So I got a big, I got some super shit coming. I got some super sick shit coming for spring and summer of 2021. I do have a dope ass Oakley collab coming next year. That will be with Network, but I will be doing stuff hopefully before that as well.